I see you, Hex. Thanks for following me. Alright. I'm going to be sketching my characters for my comic that finished last year. Yes, early last year. I missed them, so I'm gonna be drawing them again. Hi X. That's so cute. That little dancing guy. He's adorable. Hi Crab. Yes, I am winning. As you can see. I think he's from the game Zenless Zone Zero, the Hoyo game. Are you not a cool kid who plays all the new games? Hex, if you call yourself cringe, I will call you famous. Also, hi Jackal. You started it. Well, I have no problem being called famous. Okay, what the fuck does a cat look like? Thank you, Crab. It means a lot coming from the king. Oh, this was cute. No problem, Crab. Have a good night. I think it's time for you to go to sleep. Maybe, hopefully. Before it's like 7 a.m. I'm gonna put you all to sleep. For a change. Wait, isn't it morning for you? Oh no, it's not morning for you actually. Because it's morning for me. Yeah. You're European in all the ways that matter, especially the time zone. I mean, you've been adopted as a European for a little while. Coucou Perrault. Oui, on n'est pas passé loin de la catastrophe, mais j'ai réussi à cliquer les bons trucs au bon moment. Merci. Ton tour maintenant. Mais ça va avec Chacha et moi pour t'aider. Moi j'y crois. À 200%. I'm so not used to drawing them anymore that my brain wants to reverse to drawing my new characters for my other comic. If I didn't have references, I would have no idea what they look like. Which is embarrassing. Because I drew them every day for months. Although to be fair, I also needed to have references up at all times because they have this little blush thing and I kept forgetting it. Like, I had to edit some pages because it was just not there. Well, I have them, well, not anymore. Before I moved my desk, like a month ago, I think, when I got the new tripod and everything, I had them on the wall in front of my face, but I removed them because I just don't draw them enough to justify the space it would take when I can have more One Piece shrine instead. Which, as we all know, is 90% of my wall. They're my little blorbos. I cannot tell you how many more I wanted to put on the blorbo shit that we did. I was like, no, I can't. It can't be only One Piece characters. I have to put something else. Ooh, new sheep? That would be interesting. Maybe I'll make a One Piece version of my blorbo sheet with like only One Piece characters. I'll send it sometime soon. After I've spent like 5 hours on Pinterest looking up the best art for each of them, which will be considered a productive time. We love being productive on Pinterest. Technically, they're supposed to be like on a hike, and she should have her hair tied up, but I don't want to draw that, so we're just not gonna do that. I think it was a few months ago, I drew the other, well, it's not on the screen, but I have another folder on this file for Alexa's gallery, like on her phone, and this one is Lucy's. And I always thought, oh, I'll just do Lucy's next. It won't take me long, and then I never did. And I was looking through my sketchbook, I think it was yesterday or the day before, when I was moving all my art things, because we got new furniture and I have drawers for my art supplies. And so I was looking through everything, organizing. Love that for me. I love organizing things. And I thought, oh yeah, I never finished this. And I am so tired of drawing the Ghost Hunting Club. So why not do this instead? Well, that looks bad. I like working on the Ghost Hunting Club more overall because it's in black and white, and I hate doing color. Well, no, I don't hate doing color, I'm just not very good at it, and I never know how to really get the result I want. It's a work in progress. But for the Ghost Hunting Club, there's no color, which makes it much easier and a lot less frustrating as well. But I've been doing so much of it that I needed something else. And it's not even things I can show for a while. Oops. Not what I wanted. Oh, that looks a lot more like her. I'll use one of my sister's photos for the background. She takes a lot of mountain photos. She goes outside a lot. I know. But she's like the opposite of me. She's very outdoorsy, she's very active. Lots of sports, lots of running. I get the good pictures out of it, so it works for me. They're even nicer when I'm not the one who had to freeze to get them. My mom also skis regularly during the winter, but she doesn't take nearly as many pictures. Probably because she doesn't have her glasses on when she goes skiing. Which she should. Alexa wears a lot of pants during the story, but I'm so used to drawing Billy, who wears skirts like half the time. I'm like, oh yeah, she should wear a skirt. It was so funny to me when I drew the Halloween extra for this comic. They're babysitting Lucy's niece, and someone in the comment was like, oh my god, they had a kid? I was like, no, I'm so sorry, they didn't. I felt so bad breaking their heart like that. To be fair, it's not very clear in the original, like the base comic, that Mila is Lucy's niece. And she's only in like the first or the second chapter. I think the second. So it was like, oh, yeah, maybe I should have specified. But I'm thinking of maybe making a little, like they have at the beginning of some mangas, a little recap of all the characters with a little blurb about them. I think it would be fun. And it would allow me to give a little bit more of Alexa's story, like what she was doing the whole time. Just don't know if it's very interesting to add at the end of the story. So it wouldn't be a full extra. I'd have to put other things with it. Hmm. for the idea of this is that it's photos that Lucy took, and I was thinking that in the current chapter of the Ghost Hunting Club, the one that just finished, Billy has a camera with her, and I want it to be a film camera. I think it's more fun, and I would love to at some point draw the photos she took, like all the photos she took, not just the ones that will be seen in later chapters for plot reasons, but like all of them, because I think it would be fun if she took a lot of pictures of a lot of things. It's not the first time she has a camera in the story, but I would have to like draw so many more backgrounds. And after the chapter with the forest, so the one that just finished a few days ago, I said no more trees, no more bushes, no more nothing. They're only going to empty white places from now on, because it was so annoying to draw. But it would be very cool. I just have to find it in me to draw more trees. It took me so long. And I drew only a very little part of it on stream. There were so many more. I was like, oh, why did I do this to myself? Why did I pick a forest of all places they could go? Which is crazy because I'm also the person who writes the script. Well, the script. As much of a script as I do write, which is a sticky note, basically. But I thought, oh, it's gonna be so cool. You're gonna see so many things. Then I get to the drawing part, and it's like, it is very cool, but why do I have to do it? What does her laptop look like? I don't know. I don't remember. I know I gave her one, but chapter 1 maybe? I'm looking through my pages on my other screen. I did give her a laptop and a computer. Both. Wow, it looks so different than what I would do now. Can't zoom in? Alright, sure. Well, it's just gray and basic, so we'll do something else. The one thing I miss most about having a laptop, other than having it in bed, is covering it in stickers. Because I have a lot of stickers. Also, the last laptop I had, I painted the top, like when you open it, it's like this, and when you close it, it's like this, and I painted this part. I did an acrylic painting of a Van Gogh painting. It was very cool, but it was also very old and I didn't use it much, so I gave it to my mom, who didn't appreciate the painting nearly as much as I did. It's a sign hack, so you need to put your stickers on your current computer. You have enough screens and you can put the stickers around them, especially if you get another one. How do you not have stickers? Are you sure? Are you absolutely sure you don't need a third screen? Oh, no, I read that wrong. Yes, you do need a third screen. But with two, you can already put a lot of stickers. You just need to get the stickers. Which is crazy that you don't have any. I would die without my stickers. I take hours picking the one I put on my current journal, sketchbook, anything. It's only the Hobonichis who don't get stickers on the cover, because the small ones are fabric, but the big one is too nice. You're not a boomer. You're not that old. And you have to have stickers. They're the best thing. When I was in middle school and high school, I had like a lot of stickers that I would never put anywhere because I was like, oh, I'm gonna waste them. And then they just got lost and they were wasted anyway. So now I put them in sketchbooks and journals. You are kind of parent coded, yes. But you're also young in spirit because you're cool. Oops. Why is my alarm going off at 11? What could be happening at this time? 4 of them is pretty good. And it's been an hour, which means it's break time. I'm gonna get a coffee, maybe a snack. I don't know if I have anything interesting. And then I will be back. Alright, I'm back, and it's time to do some line art. My very favorite part of anything. I'm so excited because a friend, I helped with a short film last year. I did cleanup, and it was so fun because her animation are wonderful. Is wonderful. Her animations, multiple, are wonderful. And she asked me recently if I wanted to work on a new one. Of course I said yes. I'm not gonna do it like this. I'm gonna start with this one. But yeah, I'm so excited. I miss doing cleanup for animation specifically. That's a little too much. it's also going to be kind of an action short, which is something I'm definitely very bad at animating myself, but which is so fun to work on. Oops. For once we're getting light, some sunlight, a little bit. I don't wanna close the blinds. I'd rather make my screen brighter. I have missed the sun so bad. It's been so cold and dark and gloomy, and also very windy. It was kind of scary watching the people outside. It's like, please don't fly off. Me and my plant on my desk need this. When I was in art school, we had this huge paper thing we had to use, like a folder that you carry with you for the really big sheets of paper, like 60 centimeters by 50 something. And it's huge. And I am short. And on the days it was windy, I was so scared because the wind would push on the folder, and I was like, oh, I'm not strong enough to fight this. I was also the most annoying person in the subway. That works. It's gonna be annoying to color, but that's fine. I could just not color it, but I want it to match the other ones, so I will have to at some point. Oh, no. Does she have bracelets and things? No. Okay, good. On the original comic I did for the Ghost Hunting Club, when it was just a one-time thing, I gave Billy 2 little pins on her jacket, and Mari has 2 necklaces. And for the main comic, I removed one of each, and it's going to be part of the story at some point. But I have to remember not to draw them, because I drew Billy with both of the pins for a long while on the sketches and stuff before I thought it would be more fun if she had only one. And now I have to remember every time. It's in bright red on the ref sheet, just so I don't forget. But in the latest chapters, she hasn't been wearing her jacket, her usual jacket, that I want her to wear most of the time. So it's not been as much of a problem. Next few chapters though, it's going to come back. I'm kind of excited because Billy has mostly summer-ish designs so far. She has a lot of, as I was saying, skirts, and her jacket is quite short and all that. But it's starting to be colder in the story. They're like in November-ish. So she's gonna have to wear winter things. And I'm so excited to design a bunch of them. Outfits for her. She might not wear most of them, but that's fine. I also gave Mari a very cool striped shirt in the original comic. And then it was a real pain to draw all the stripes all the time, like in the same spots, so I just gave up on that. It might come back at some point, but not for long. It won't be a huge part of her design. Nope. That doesn't look like her. For the ghost hunting club, I also gave Billy a sister, because Lucy has a sister, and I gave her a very different design. Like, you can't really see they're related, but Mila, the niece, has the same shape of eyes as Lucy. I was like, okay, that's cool, that works. You don't really see it, but for Billy, her sister looks exactly like her. Their hair is different, the shape of their hair. And Delilah, Billy's oldest sister, has a little gap in between her front tooth, I don't know. And that's it. They're exactly the same otherwise. And it's so much easier to draw. And you actually see they're related because they have the same face. It is. Two of my friends have it, and it's so cute. And I was like, oh, what can I do to make her a little different? But not too different, but still. I was like, oh, that's the perfect thing. Also something I won't forget. I still have to make a real complete reference sheet for her. But since she is so similar to Billy, it's a lot less work. And I've just been relying on Billy's sheet for now. It's like, oh, I can just use the same, but she deserves a full one. I also want to give her a different clothing style. A little bit at least. Because they have very different lifestyles. But I'm not too sure what I want for her yet. I only drew her a little bit for the advent calendar I did. And it was always very simple things because I didn't have the time to make very complex illustrations for that. Oh, that looks horrible. But for the chapters, I want her to have a more interesting design. I'm also hoping to make Mari and Delilah meet at some point. For now, I'm not too sure where in the story could go. But I think it could be really fun. brush so I don't forget. I miss adding that, but it doesn't really work with the style I have for the Ghost Hunting Club. So no. Okay, that's a more fun color. I'm gonna do something different for the color, maybe. When I first started on this comic, this one, I had like a huge Pinterest board with clothing references for them. Mostly for Lucy, because I wanted her to have a very pastel style with like lots of ribbons and frills and things. Which didn't really happen because it was too much work to draw, sadly. And for Alexa, I had like really basic clothes. And for the Ghost Hunting Club, I did differently. I just have like styles that I want them to have, sort of, but not really. I rarely use real items for them. I mix several because the style is very simple, so there's too much detail in real clothes. But sometimes I regret it because I'm like, oh, this jacket, Mari would wear that all the time, but it has so much detail. I want to use this kind of references for like panels that are just one scene, or scenes that are just one panel, where there's just this one time and then it's never seen again. So I only have to draw it one time. Okay. Surprisingly, it's a lot of 80s, 90s clothes. The references for the tech stuff is definitely very old. I wanted things with lots of buttons and small screens because it's more fun. And I've been looking at a lot of old computer parts because of it, and random little radios and things. And some of them I'm just like, what was this used for? What do you do with something like this? Oops. Okay, no blush has been forgotten. We're good. Oh, I didn't think it would look this pink. Oh, it's fine. Oh yeah, that works. for the last thing. Okay, good. When I was doing pages for this, I was very scared they wouldn't match because I was in color. And I was right about that. Some of them look very awkward next to each other. So I have this folder and it has 2 overlay layers. One is for the textures and one is for the color. And so everything looks like it goes together. It's not perfect, but it helped because some of the pages were really awkward next to each other. Right, well that's one done. For the other, I think I'm just gonna do the line art. I don't feel like doing more coloring. Okay. It is. I've been doing a lot of storyboards and sketching for the Ghost Hunting Club, so I haven't been doing as much fun stuff. But it means once I'm done with all the boards, I can do all the line art. And I'm very excited for that. To save every once in a while. I'm very lucky that Clip Studio almost never crashes, which is very cool. But the times it happens, it's even worse because I'm so not used to it. I'm like, how dare you? How dare you give up on me like that? This never happens. It happened recently when I had like 17 pages open. I was like, oh, I hope I saved everything. And when I was visiting my mom over Christmas, I was using a laptop which has Clip Studio on it. It runs fine. Except when I wanted to open like multiple things, everything would be so slow. So absurdly slow. It's like, that's how I used to work. That's how it was before. Because when I changed, I have a computer that's like a desk computer. Like a separate screen and thing. I don't know what it's called. And I used to have another one that was from like 2014. And it was a very good computer for 2014, not so much for 2024. And when I saved anything on that computer, there would be a loading screen. Like when I saved the file I was working on, there would be like a little loading icon. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I changed for the one I have currently, which is very good. And doesn't load when I save. So going back to the before was very jarring. I was like, oh, how did I get anything done? my mom was like, "Oh, do you want to use the other computer, the one she got from my sister?" Because my sister got herself a very fancy laptop. Well, fancy. It's not all that fancy. It's just very powerful. Because she does science, and she needed to be able to run very intensive programs. So she got a very powerful laptop and gave the old one to my mom, because my mom only does a little bit of paperwork on hers. I was like, that's very nice of you, but I don't think it would be any better. I don't think it would handle the size of the files any better. I was gonna say what phone did I give her, but actually it doesn't matter. If she had a different one, well, she's changed it. I don't want to look for it. What does Mila wear? It's a good question. an incredibly basic pink shirt. Well, not anymore. I think a sweater, like a yarn sweater, would suit Alexa really well. But I don't want to draw all the little details of the pattern. I might do something when coloring with a textured, like, pencil brush, kind of. I have this one that I think could work well. Well, except for the spiky ends, but like this. I'll look into it. What's the name of this one? Oh. I always add little notes to the things, because if I write it down not on the file, it gets lost. Then I'm like, I know I wrote it down somewhere, but where? Alright, back to the first layer. So I can erase this. I usually name my layers when I'm working on comic pages because... oh, no, wrong one. I do the English version and the French version on the same file. And I need to keep track of exactly where everything is, so I don't export pages with half the elements missing. I translate the text that's written on like objects, not just the speech bubbles. I think it's better, but it does take a lot of time. So I'd rather not forget something and have it missing on the page when I spent so long on it. There's a lot of things I need to clean up on the first few pages when it comes to the translation. Like, there's on, I think it's the first or second page, maybe third. There's a poster, a recruitment poster for the club, and no one signed up. And the text on it is in English, and then around it there's like other posters for like help with classes and stuff. And when I did it, I was like, oh, this is so fun, this is perfect. On the same layer as the rest of the line art. And when I got to translating, I was like, oh, this is not fun actually, because everything is together. And I think on the final page, I only translated the main poster and not the extra ones. Oh, I'm gonna have to draw the text in her book. They went to a bookstore in one of the chapters. I was like, oh yay, books. And the best part was that since it was a bookstore and not a library, I could draw one book and copy paste it. I could have several books that were the same. That was very cool. Also, I don't have it anymore, but for this comic, for More Than One Lifetime, I did a custom font, because one of the chapter cover is the New York Times cover page after the Titanic sank, but like in my style. It was a class thing. We had to redo several art pieces, so the other covers are that. Anyway, one of the covers was that, and I didn't want to do all the text by hand, but I wanted all the text to be there. So at some point I just made a font that was like this. And I'd write random text with it just to fill the space. I don't think I even ended up using it for the actual published version of the comic, only the class one. But yeah, I thought I was so smart. And then it ended up not really matching with the rest. You can make fonts with your handwriting if you write nice. What stick is she gonna have? Wow, that's a little small, so a lot of the designs will have to be with the color. Coucou, bienvenue. J'ai fait comme toi, et maintenant il y a tout qui fonctionne. Oh, I could do one with the phases of the moon. That would be so cute. Oui, il y a tout qui marche. Comme une pro. Il y avait Perro tout à l'heure aussi. Okay, what are the phases of the moon though? In what order do they go? I have to fit 8 of them. I'm gonna remove these guys for now. Merci. J'ai hésité à faire un petit at everyone et puis je me suis dit que vu l'heure, il y en avait la plupart qui seraient pas réveillés. Bon, pas toi, mais Aya, aucune chance. Et Faki, j'y crois pas trop. Ah ouais? Trop bien. Et ben voilà. Pour te relaxer. Wow, drawing a circle, the ultimate challenge. Okay, cute. I like it. I gave Mila a necklace with stars on it and a little heart. She has 2 hearts and several stars. And I think it would be cute if she gave everyone stickers of this to put everywhere. So of course Lucy would put them on her laptop. Okay, enough stickers. Oops. No problem, Hex. Have a good time. Productive time, probably. Oh, I could do the little... Okay. I'm gonna separate that one just in case. One thing I do for the ghost hunting club that I wasn't really doing for this one is write background text. Like when there's documents, when there's web pages, anything, I write the extra text so it's in universe in a way. And sometimes I'm like, it feels like writing Wikipedia but about ghosts. Because a lot of the things I add, I try to make them not like Easter eggs, but little fun things, fun references. The most annoying part to do was the map they have in one of the recent chapters. I was like, what do you put on this map? Because it's for the the house they're staying in, a small castle, kind of. And I wanted it to have like grounds with other buildings and interesting things to visit since it's a tourist spot. I was like, okay, but what can they have actually? Oops. Wait, did I draw a little? I don't think I did. Wow, I had the reference right there, and I forgot. It is in this one, but it's this. Oh. Wow, I already have so many folders that I'm lost. No, still not. Well, whatever. I'll add it later when I organize all the layers and folders. I usually do it at the end so I can rename everything all at once. Oh, that works way better. Where's my little reference? Ah, yes. Here. Alright, I'm gonna do base colors. Well, no, I'm just gonna do coloring for this one without the background. And then I think I'll go get lunch. Because it's 12:18 right now. Well, that's fine. An acceptable time. to remember to lock my layers, because the keyboard shortcut for the eyedrop tool, which is I, is next to the one for the operation tool, which is O, and is the one that selects a layer when you click on it, which is very practical when you have like a random dot of color in the middle somewhere. But if I'm not careful, I'll select a layer, not realize, and then draw on the wrong one for a long time. When doing illustrations like this, it's not a big deal, but when I'm doing pages, it's so annoying, because I try to separate the different shades of gray that I use, and of course there's the panel separation, but that's easier because there's a tool just for that, which I could not live without. I still need to figure out how to change to be more specific about the layers it creates inside a panel, because I do mine without a white background in them. I add it separately when needed, otherwise it just uses the white of the page. And I know you can have like actions to create folders with, let's say, a line art layer that's already named and different color layers with color modes and stuff. And I'm pretty sure you can do that for panels. If not through Clip Studio itself, through add-ons that people make. And I just need to find it. Okay, I like that. One thing I kind of wish I did for this comic was to have a more limited color palette that I could choose from for both of them, and also for like the world in general, because as I worked on it, the colors went from more pastels to more muted colors, and I don't think it goes together very well from the first chapter to the last. I don't think it's very nice. But it was also my first comic that was like more than a few pages, and I had no idea what I was doing. I had both of their apartments in The Sims, despite the fact that Alexa's apartment is never in the story. You never see her there, they never go. Lucy's apartment is there several times. And then The Sims said, no, actually you don't need Alexa's apartment. And all the furniture vanished. I was like, okay, I guess that's a sign then. And when I did the Christmas comic, I just gave her a brand new house. at some point I think it would be fun to make them move in together into a different place, but I don't know if I do something like that. It would be a lot of backgrounds, and I would want to have a 3D model for reference, like the new house built in Blender, just so it's easier and I don't have to do too much perspective work, which I'm really not great at. But for that I need to figure out Blender more. We used it in school and it was very fun. A lot more fun than Maya. But I haven't opened it in so long. Do I have the color reference for Mila? Yes, in here. Totally not lifted from the page that I drew her on the first time. I had a lot of references for Lucy and Alexa, but not for anyone else. I thought, oh, I'll just figure it out as I go, which I did, but made my life much harder than it had to be. Alright, that works for me. Time to unshrimp for everyone who's listening. Stretch a little. Thank you everyone for hanging out, and I'm gonna go get lunch. I hope you have a really good day. Bye.